There are moments in life when you feel like you're chasing something you can't quite catch. You work hard, you push, you strive, but the door won't open. The timing feels wrong. You start to wonder, why isn't it happening for me yet? What am I missing? But let me tell you something. Life has its seasons. The seed you plant today doesn't bloom tomorrow. It needs time, it needs care, it needs alignment. And what is meant for you, the thing you are destined to hold in your hands, will find you. But it will find you at the right time. Think about it. Every breakthrough you've ever had, every defining moment of your life, didn't show up a second earlier or later than it was supposed to. It came exactly when you were ready to handle it, when you had the strength, the awareness, the hunger to embrace it. The problem is, most people give up too early. They walk away from the door before it opens. They let frustration eat their vision. They confuse delay with denial. Delay is not denial. Delay is preparation. Delay is life's way of shaping you, molding you, toughening you so when the thing arrives, you don't just experience it. You keep it, you grow with it, you multiply it. Some of you are in the middle of the waiting season right now. You're asking yourself, why is it taking so long? You're scrolling through your phone, comparing your timeline to someone else's highlight reel, and it's making you feel like you're behind. But you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You're being sharpened. You're being tested, because when that door opens, when the call comes, when the opportunity shows up, you'll realize why it took this long. You'll realize that the person you've become in the process was the real gift. Life is not about instant gratification. It's about alignment. If you got what you wanted 5 years ago, you might have blown it. If that relationship, that business, that breakthrough had shown up when you weren't ready, it might have crushed you instead of built you. But now, because of the struggle, because of the sleepless nights, because of the lessons you've learned, you'll know what to do when it arrives. So I'm telling you today, don't give up, don't get bitter, don't stop believing. The thing you've been working for, the thing you've been dreaming of, the thing you've been preparing yourself for, it's already on its way. It's moving toward you. You don't have to chase it, you just have to keep becoming the person who deserves it. Keep showing up. Keep fighting, keep believing, because this, whatever this is for you, will find you at the right time. When you hear the words delay is not denial, something inside you shifts, because so many times we confuse the two. We mistake the waiting for rejection. We tell ourselves that if it hasn't happened yet, maybe it's not meant for us, maybe we're not good enough, maybe life has closed the door forever. But that's not the truth. Delay is part of the process. Delay is the refining fire. Delay is the unseen hand shaping us into the kind of person who can hold onto the blessing once it arrives. Think about all the times in your life when you wanted something so badly, but it didn't come when you thought it should. Maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was a career opportunity, maybe it was a financial breakthrough. At the time you felt frustrated, maybe even angry. But looking back now, can't you see how if you had received it too soon, you would have mishandled it? Can't you see how the waiting made you stronger, wiser, more patient, more capable when we're in the middle of waiting? It feels like we're standing still while the rest of the world is racing ahead. Everyone else looks like they're winning, posting their victories, celebrating their milestones, while we're left with nothing but questions and doubt. That's when the temptation comes in, the voice that says, you've been forgotten, you've been overlooked, you've been denied. But delay is not denial. Life is not punishing you, it's preparing you. Every delay is a divine pause, a moment designed to grow you beyond where you are right now. It's sharpening your character, building your resilience, and teaching you to trust the process even when you don't see results. It's testing your patience, not to break you, but to strengthen you. Because what you desire, what you've been praying for, what you've been working toward, isn't just about arrival, it's about sustainability. It's not enough to just get there. You have to stay there, you have to thrive there. You have to be able to carry the weight of the blessing without it crushing you. Think about the farmer who plants a seed in the soil. The seed disappears beneath the ground, and for weeks or even months, there's no visible sign of growth. To the impatient observer, It might look like nothing is happening. They might say the seed has died or the soil is bad. But beneath the surface, in the unseen place, transformation is happening. Roots are digging deep. Strength is being built. A foundation is being formed, so when the sprout finally breaks through the surface, it won't just survive, it will thrive. That's what delay is. It's the season of roots. It's the season of unseen progress. And if you rip the seed out of the ground too early, if you give up before the roots are ready, you sabotage your own harvest. Delay is not denial. It's a call to trust that the work beneath the surface matters just as much as the fruit above it. Sometimes delay comes because the opportunity itself isn't ready. The right door hasn't opened yet, the right people haven't come into alignment, the right circumstances haven't been arranged. It's like a puzzle. Every piece has to be in its proper place for the full picture to make sense. If you got your piece too early, it wouldn't fit, and you'd get discouraged. But when the timing is right, your piece will fall exactly where it belongs. That's why delay is never about lack, it's about alignment. It's about waiting for the moment when everything around you clicks into place. And when it does, you'll look back and understand why the delay was necessary, because anything less would have been incomplete. Anything sooner would have been premature. Delay also reveals your hunger. It asks the question, how badly do you really want this? Will you keep showing up when nothing seems to change? Will you stay consistent when the applause hasn't come yet? Will you keep believing when the results are invisible? Because only those who stay faithful in the dark will be trusted with the spotlight. The delay filters out the half-hearted, the inconsistent, the ones who only want the reward but not the responsibility. If you're willing to endure the wait, if you're willing to keep watering the seed when there's no evidence of growth, then you prove that you're not just interested, you're committed. And commitment is the currency that opens doors. Commitment is what tells life, I'm ready. That's when the blessing comes rushing toward you, not because it was ever denied, but because you've shown yourself worthy of it. Delay is also a teacher. It teaches you how to be resourceful, how to find strength you didn't know you had, how to adapt, how to innovate, how to keep moving when every part of you wants to stop. It forces you to confront your impatience, your fear, your doubts, and it asks you to rise above them. It teaches you gratitude for the small steps forward, the little wins along the way. Because when you finally reach the big win, you'll appreciate it more deeply. You'll hold it with reverence. You'll protect it with everything you have. The delay makes the arrival sweeter. Without the waiting, you wouldn't value the gift the same way. Without the struggle, the victory wouldn't taste as good. Delay deepens your capacity for joy, for gratitude, for humility. Because you know firsthand what it took to get there. There's a reason diamonds aren't formed overnight. There's a reason gold has to go through fire before it shines. There's a reason a butterfly spends time in the cocoon before it can fly. The delay is the transformation chamber. It's the process that takes you from raw to refined, from ordinary to extraordinary, from ready to unstoppable. If you rush it, you miss the transformation. If you fight it, you miss the growth. But if you trust it, if you embrace it, if you lean into it, you come out the other side stronger, brighter, sharper, ready to carry the weight of the life you've been dreaming about. That's why delay is never denial. It's the universe's way of saying, not yet, but soon, not now, but later, not no, but yes, when you're ready. Seasons matter because life was never designed to give you everything instantly. It was designed to grow you through stages, through rhythms, through cycles that build you into someone capable of carrying more. Just as the earth has its seasons, spring for planting, summer for growing, autumn for harvesting, and winter for resting, your journey has seasons too. When you understand this, you stop fighting the winter when there is no fruit on the tree. You stop getting frustrated at spring when all you see is dirt and no visible results. You stop questioning yourself in summer when the work feels relentless and exhausting. You realize that the process requires patience, that the breakthrough is not about skipping seasons but about embracing them, trusting that each stage is essential for the final harvest. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. It follows the rhythm of nature, and so do you. The problem is, most people want harvest during planting. They want growth during rest. They want the result without the cycle, but that's not how life was built. Life honors timing, and timing is tied to seasons. When you understand seasons, you no longer compare your journey to someone else's. You don't get jealous of their harvest if you're still in your planting stage because you know your harvest is on the way. You don't get discouraged if you're in winter and things look barren because you understand that winter is the preparation ground for spring. The ground looks dead, but beneath it there's renewal, nutrients being restored, strength being gathered. Your waiting season is not wasted. It's building you from the inside out. Some seasons are about visibility, others are about invisibility. Some are about running, others are about resting. If you force yourself into the wrong rhythm, you'll burn out. If you fight winter trying to make it look like summer, you'll lose your strength. If you demand harvest in spring, you'll uproot your seed before it's ready. Seasons matter because each one is shaping you in ways you may not yet see. Think about how many people quit in the middle of their season because they thought nothing was happening. They plant the seed, water it a few times, and when nothing shows up right away, they abandon it. They fail to realize that the most important growth is the kind you can't see. Roots dig deep before branches rise high. That's how storms are endured, through roots that were formed in hidden seasons. The stronger the roots, the taller the tree can grow. Your hidden seasons are building roots of resilience, character, wisdom, discipline, and faith. And without those roots, the first storm will knock you down. That's why you can't despise the season you're in, because even if it looks empty, it's working on you in powerful ways. Just because you can't post it on social media doesn't mean you're not growing. Just because no one can see the progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. Seeds grow silently before they grow visibly. Seasons also matter because they protect you from things you're not ready for yet. If harvest came in winter, it would freeze and die. If fruit tried to ripen in spring, it wouldn't survive. You may think you're ready, but the season protects you from premature exposure. Sometimes you're not denied, you're delayed so you don't self-destruct. Life knows the right moment for your breakthrough, the right time for your opportunity, the right season for your dream to emerge. And when that season comes, nothing can stop it. Just like summer always follows spring, just like autumn always follows summer, your breakthrough season is inevitable when you stay faithful to the process. No amount of doubt, no comparison, no frustration can cancel the law of seasons. But impatience can. Impatience makes people quit before their season shifts. Impatience makes people abandon their seed in the soil. Impatience makes people think the cycle doesn't work for them, when in reality, they were just one season away from their harvest. If you're in a hard season right now, it doesn't mean your life is broken. It means your life is working. Pressure seasons are growth seasons. Struggle seasons are strengthening seasons. Loneliness seasons are clarifying seasons. When everything feels like it's falling apart, often it's just being rearranged for the season that's about to come. The leaves fall in autumn not because the tree is dying, but because it's making space for new growth. The shedding season is just as important as the blooming season. Some things have to fall away so you're lighter, freer, more prepared for what's ahead. Some relationships, habits, or mindsets will leave your life because they're not meant for your next season. And if you cling to them, you'll stunt your growth. Seasons require letting go. Seasons require trust. Seasons require patience. The beauty of seasons is that they guarantee change. Nothing stays the same forever. No winter lasts forever. No storm rages forever. No night lasts without morning. Seasons remind you that what you're going through is temporary. Pain has an expiration date. Struggle has an end point, but so does comfort, so does ease, so does abundance. That's why you can't get complacent in a season of harvest, and you can't get hopeless in a season of drought. Every season carries both a gift and a responsibility. In harvest, the responsibility is gratitude and stewardship. In winter, the responsibility is patience and faith. In summer, the responsibility is discipline and endurance. In spring, the responsibility is hope and planting. If you embrace what the season is teaching you, you'll always be ready for the next one. Seasons also align with your personal growth. The person you were in your last season cannot survive in this one. Each shift demands a new version of you. Seasons stretch you, break you, rebuild you, and push you into the future version of yourself. You can't bring yesterday's mindset into today's opportunity. You can't bring last year's habits into this year's breakthrough. Seasons demand evolution. That's why you often feel pressure before you feel progress, because the season is trying to pull you forward out of what's familiar and into what's necessary. Growth is uncomfortable, but so is staying stuck. When you recognize that discomfort is often the sign of a new season arriving, you stop resisting it and start cooperating with it. When you embrace the truth that seasons matter, you start living with more peace. You stop forcing outcomes, you stop comparing your pace with someone else's, you stop getting angry at yourself for not being further along. Instead, you start asking, what is this season asking of me? What am I supposed to learn here? How can I grow in this moment? And when you live that way, you realize that you're never behind. You're exactly on time because your life is unfolding according to its own unique rhythm, its own divine cycle. Seasons matter because they remind you that timing is everything, that growth takes time, that every stage has its purpose, and that the thing you're waiting for will come, not in your time, but in the right time. Preparation happens in the waiting because life does not hand you what you desire before you are ready to receive it. Every moment you feel frustrated by delays, every night you spend questioning why things haven't happened yet, is actually shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you to handle the next level of your life. You see, the universe has a way of aligning circumstances, resources, people, and timing in perfect harmony, but it cannot give you what you are not ready to manage. If you are given the opportunity too soon, you might squander it, you might crash under the weight of it, or you might fail to recognize it as the blessing it truly is. Preparation is hidden work. It's the development of character, resilience, patience, and clarity. It's what happens behind the scenes when no one is watching, when your effort seems invisible, when the reward seems far away. Yet every struggle, every setback, every quiet moment is a brick in the foundation of your eventual success. Think about the athlete who trains for years to compete at the highest level. Every early morning, every extra rep, every sacrifice is unseen by the crowd, but it is necessary. Without the preparation, the athlete cannot win the championship. Similarly, in life, your preparation happens in the waiting. You may not see the immediate results of your effort. You may feel exhausted, discouraged, or even forgotten. But the truth is that every step you take, every skill you develop, every lesson you learn is equipping you for the moment your breakthrough arrives. You are not wasting time. You are not stuck. You are being sharpened. Waiting is not empty. It is fertile ground for transformation. You are growing without even realizing it, learning lessons that will only make sense once the doors finally open. Preparation also teaches you discipline. In the waiting, you discover who you are when no one is applauding, when no one is noticing, when the spotlight hasn't arrived yet. You learn to show up for yourself even when external validation is absent. You develop habits that create long-term success rather than seeking short-term gratification. You practice patience and persistence because you understand that the journey is as important as the destination. The waiting seasons are demanding, but they are necessary because preparation is more than just skill, it's mindset. It's the ability to stay consistent, to stay committed, to continue growing when results are invisible. Those who fail to prepare are often tempted to quit, to give up, to settle for less than they are capable of. But those who embrace the waiting cultivate power, resilience, and vision. There is a reason why most breakthroughs feel like they arrive suddenly. Even though the preparation has been years in the making, opportunity often seems instantaneous, but what people don't see is the unseen work that preceded it. Every quiet hour, every setback, every small choice in favor of growth is a preparation for the moment that finally arrives. Think about inventors, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. Every success story is a story of preparation disguised as waiting. Every setback was a lesson, every no was a step toward the right yes. Every struggle built the capacity to handle the reward. If you want the life you dream of, you have to understand that preparation is not passive. Preparation is active. Preparation is intentional. Preparation is what you do with the time you have, not what you wish you could do when the timing seems perfect. Preparation happens in the waiting because the waiting forces you to confront reality. You are forced to face your fears, your limitations, and your doubts. You are forced to decide whether you will settle for less or fight for more. Waiting is a mirror. It shows you who you are when there is nothing to hide behind. If you resist it, you resist growth. If you despise it, you despise the very thing that is creating your future success. But if you lean into it, if you embrace the waiting, you gain clarity, wisdom, and strength. You begin to understand the value of timing, the importance of patience, and the power of readiness. The things you are waiting for are teaching you lessons you cannot learn in haste, preparing you to handle the abundance, responsibility, and influence that comes with your dream. Another powerful aspect of preparation in the waiting is that it allows your desire to mature. Often, people want things too quickly, before they have fully developed the capacity to appreciate or sustain them. They want success without sacrifice, reward without responsibility, recognition without growth. But desire that has been nurtured, that has been tempered through waiting, becomes stronger, sharper, and more aligned with purpose. Your patience, endurance, and determination are being tested and refined. You are learning to differentiate between what is a fleeting wish and what is a true calling. You are developing clarity about what you want and why you want it, which ensures that when the moment arrives, you will move with purpose, precision, and power. Preparation in the waiting is not just about skill or opportunity. It is about aligning your desire with your destiny. Preparation also teaches humility and gratitude. When you finally arrive at the opportunity you've been waiting for, you appreciate it more deeply because you've worked, struggled, and grown to get there. You recognize that it wasn't given to you lightly, that it wasn't a matter of luck, but a result of preparation, patience, and perseverance. Gratitude is a byproduct of preparation. Without preparation, the blessing might go unnoticed, underappreciated, or mishandled. But when you have been shaped by the waiting, when you have been refined by the unseen effort, you are ready to handle the gift with respect, to multiply it, and to sustain it. Preparation ensures that your breakthrough is not just temporary. It is enduring, impactful, and transformative. Every waiting period is an opportunity to sharpen your skills, build your knowledge, expand your network, and strengthen your character. Every challenge during this time is a chance to practice resilience, patience, and focus. You are being trained to carry more than you can see right now, to step into roles that may feel bigger than you, and to embrace responsibilities that may seem intimidating. Preparation in the waiting is not just about readiness, it is about growth. It is about becoming someone capable of not only achieving your dream, but sustaining it, elevating it, and using it to create impact. The waiting is not wasted time, it is invested time. The lessons you are learning, the work you are doing, and the character you are building are laying the foundation for the next stage of your life. The key is to see waiting not as a punishment, but as an essential ingredient of your success. To act with consistency, to continue learning, to continue improving, to continue believing even when the path is unclear. Every hour you spend preparing is a gift to your future self. Every challenge you overcome is a step toward readiness. Every moment of patience builds endurance and fortitude. The waiting period is not empty. It is a classroom, a gym, a laboratory where your skills, mindset, and heart are being trained for the life you have been dreaming of. The reality is that preparation in the waiting is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up. It is the difference between a fleeting success and a lasting impact when you fully embrace preparation in the waiting. You stop fearing the pause, the delay, the uncertainty. You stop resisting the seasons of your life. You begin to understand that every moment has purpose, that every struggle is shaping you, that every challenge is equipping you for the opportunity ahead. You start showing up consistently, giving your best in every small action, learning from every mistake, and staying committed even when no one else is watching. And when the right moment finally arrives, you are not just ready. You are overprepared, confident, and unstoppable. Comparison steals clarity because the moment you start measuring your journey against someone else's, you lose sight of your own path. You begin to focus on what they have, what they're achieving, and what you're missing, instead of paying attention to the work you need to do, the growth you are experiencing, and the unique opportunities unfolding in your life. Comparison creates doubt, fear, and impatience. It clouds your vision and diminishes your confidence. You see someone else's success and think it should be yours by now. You see someone else's progress and feel like you're behind. But the truth is, everyone's timeline is different, and what is meant for you will come at the right moment, in the right way, and when you are ready to receive it fully. Clarity is stolen when you try to live someone else's life instead of embracing your own journey when you compare yourself to others. You start questioning your value, your abilities, and your worthiness. You forget that your path is unique, that your circumstances are different, and that your strengths are different. You start chasing outcomes instead of focusing on growth. You start seeking external validation instead of cultivating internal confidence. Comparison makes you anxious about the future, impatient with the present, and dissatisfied with the progress you have made. It creates a false standard, a mirage of success that doesn't take into account your learning, your preparation, and your readiness. Clarity comes when you stop looking sideways and start looking forward. When you stop measuring yourself against someone else's highlight reel and start measuring yourself against your own potential, comparison also wastes energy. Every moment you spend thinking about what someone else has achieved is a moment you could have spent improving yourself, building your skills, and preparing for your own opportunities. Instead of asking, how can I grow? What can I learn? How can I become the best version of myself? You ask, why haven't I achieved what they have? Why am I not there yet? This mindset traps you in frustration and envy, which are the enemy of progress. Your focus should be on your actions, your growth, and your alignment with your purpose. When you focus on what is yours to do, clarity returns. You start seeing the steps you need to take, the lessons you need to learn, and the timing of your own journey. Think about how destructive comparison can be to your confidence. When you see someone else achieving success, it can trigger self-doubt, fear, and imposter syndrome. You might think, if they can do it, why can't I? Or I'm not as talented, not as lucky, not as capable. But the truth is, their path has nothing to do with yours. Their opportunities, their timing, their preparation are different. You are not in competition with them. You are in alignment with your own potential. Your energy is meant to be used building your own life, cultivating your own skills, and embracing your own journey. Comparison steals that energy, and when your energy is stolen, so is your clarity. Clarity comes when you understand that life is not a race. It is not a contest to see who gets there first. Life is a journey designed to develop you, test you, and align you with what is meant for you. When you compare yourself to someone else, you step out of alignment with your journey. You start chasing someone else's dreams, following someone else's timing, and measuring your worth by someone else's success. That is a trap, a distraction, and a thief of clarity. Your life unfolds according to your rhythm, your lessons, your growth, and your readiness. The only person you should be competing with is the person you were yesterday, and the only comparison that matters is your own progress. Not someone else's comparison also prevents you from recognizing the blessings you already have. You focus so much on what you don't have, what you haven't achieved, and what someone else possesses that you fail to see the progress, opportunities, and growth in your own life. You overlook the skills you have developed, the lessons you have learned, and the resilience you have built. Gratitude disappears when comparison takes over, and when gratitude disappears, clarity is gone. You cannot see the next step when you are blinded by envy or frustration. You cannot make the right choices when your focus is scattered on other people's lives. Clarity comes when you appreciate your journey, acknowledge your growth, and recognize that your path is unique and unfolding exactly as it should. Another way comparison steals clarity is by fostering impatience. When you compare yourself to others, you feel pressure to achieve what they have achieved, and you want it now. You rush decisions, you try to force outcomes, and you compromise your process. You lose trust in the timing of your life, believing that if it hasn't happened yet, something is wrong. But comparison ignores the seasons, the preparation, and the alignment necessary for your success. Your journey is not behind anyone else's, it is simply different. The right opportunities, the right people, and the right timing will come to you when you are ready. But if you let comparison dictate your actions, you may miss them entirely. Clarity comes when you understand that timing is everything, and when you stop rushing because of someone else's progress. Comparison also distorts perspective. When you look at someone else's life, you only see the highlights, the success, the victories. You don't see the struggles, the sacrifices, the setbacks, and the preparation that went into their journey. You create a story in your mind that makes their life seem easier, better, or more fortunate than yours. That distorted perspective breeds dissatisfaction and steals your clarity. You fail to recognize that your journey has its own unique lessons, its own timing, and its own triumphs. When you stop comparing, you start to see your life clearly. You see the growth, the lessons, the opportunities, and the progress. You see the next steps, the path forward, and the purpose behind the waiting. Comparison also creates fear. Fear that you're not enough. Fear that you're missing out. Fear that you'll never reach your goal. Fear paralyzes action, clouds judgment, and keeps you stuck. When you focus on your own path, on your own growth, and on your own timing, fear loses its power. You regain clarity because you are no longer distracted by what others are doing, by their successes, by their pace. You focus on what you can control, your effort, your learning, your consistency, and your preparation. Clarity returns when your mind is aligned with your journey, not someone else's. And when you focus on progress rather than comparison, when you stop comparing yourself to others, you start living with intention. You make decisions based on your goals, your values, and your readiness. You stop chasing what isn't meant for you, and you start attracting what is. Your energy goes into growth rather than envy, action rather than distraction, preparation rather than frustration. Comparison steals clarity because it makes you reactive, scattered, and anxious. When you let go of it, you gain focus, insight, and direction. You see the steps you need to take, the timing of your life, and the opportunities aligned with your path. You begin to trust that what is yours will come to you, and what isn't yours doesn't belong in your life. You regain perspective, confidence, and the ability to act decisively. Become before you receive, because life will not give you what you are not ready to handle. Every desire, every opportunity, every breakthrough comes with responsibility, and if you are not prepared to carry it, it can overwhelm you, misalign you, or even break you. The universe, life, destiny whatever you call it, works on the principle that you must grow into your blessing. You cannot short-cut growth, you cannot force readiness, and you cannot skip the preparation process. To receive the next level of abundance, the next level of opportunity, or the next level of influence, you must first become the person capable of sustaining it. Becoming is the hidden work, the internal transformation that ensures that when the door opens, you don't just stumble through it. You walk through it with purpose, power, and clarity. Becoming requires patience because growth is not instantaneous. You can't become the leader you're meant to be overnight. You can't develop the resilience, wisdom, and emotional intelligence required for success in a single day. Every challenge, every failure, every moment of discomfort is a lesson shaping you, refining you, and building the capacity you need for the life you want. When you resist becoming, when you focus only on the end result, you miss the point of growth. The becoming is the point. The journey of transformation equips you with tools, insight, and strength that the result alone cannot provide. People who seek the reward before the growth often fail because they are not yet capable of sustaining the responsibility that comes with what they desire. Becoming also demands courage. To grow into your potential, you must confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your limiting beliefs. You must challenge old patterns, step outside comfort zones, and embrace uncertainty. Transformation requires confronting the parts of yourself that resist change and choosing to rise above them. You must take the uncomfortable steps that others avoid, face the criticism that others ignore, and persist when no one is watching. Becoming is about facing yourself honestly, taking responsibility for your life, and committing to the process of growth even when the results are not visible. Courage is the fuel that powers the journey from who you are to who you are meant to become. Becoming also involves learning. You must acquire knowledge, develop skills, and expand your understanding of the world and yourself. Growth is never passive. It requires effort, focus, and deliberate action. You cannot simply wait for opportunities to appear. You must prepare for them, anticipate them, and position yourself to seize them when they arrive. Knowledge equips you with insight, skills empower you with capability, and understanding provides wisdom. The more you invest in becoming, the more capable you are of recognizing and utilizing the opportunities that life places in your path. Receiving without preparation often leads to missed potential, squandered resources, and regret. But becoming ensures that when the opportunity arrives, you can make the most of it. Becoming requires discipline. It is the consistent practice of habits that elevate your life and align you with your goals. Discipline is the bridge between desire and reality. It is waking up each day committed to improvement, regardless of motivation or mood. It is showing up when you feel like quitting, continuing when progress is invisible, and staying focused when distractions abound. Discipline is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. When you cultivate discipline in the process of becoming, you are shaping a life capable of sustaining success, abundance, and influence. You are creating a foundation upon which your dreams can be built and maintained. Becoming also cultivates resilience. Life will challenge you, test you, and push you to your limits. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Resilience is developed in the struggle, in the moments when you refuse to give up, when you find the strength to stand after being knocked down, and when you keep moving forward despite uncertainty. Receiving without resilience is dangerous because success without preparation can lead to collapse. But becoming through resilience ensures that you can withstand pressure, navigate challenges, and thrive under adversity. Resilience equips you with the ability to manage not only success, but also the responsibilities, expectations, and pressures that accompany it. Becoming involves vision and purpose. You cannot simply become for the sake of becoming. You must know why you are growing, what you are preparing for, and the impact you intend to create. Purpose fuels perseverance and vision guides action. Without purpose, becoming becomes aimless, and without vision, effort can be misdirected. By understanding your goals, aligning your actions with your values, and maintaining clarity of purpose, you cultivate the kind of growth that positions you to receive what is truly meant for you. Becoming with intention ensures that when the door opens, you step through with focus, confidence, and the ability to maximize the opportunity before you becoming also nurtures character. Opportunities will test your integrity, your ethics, and your values. Receiving without the right character can corrupt, mislead, or create imbalance in your life. Growth in character ensures that success, wealth, influence, or recognition enhances your life and the lives of others, rather than becoming a source of harm. Character is forged through choices, especially when no one is watching, and strengthened through accountability, honesty, and commitment to principles. Becoming is about cultivating the internal qualities that enable you to wield your blessings wisely, and responsibly becoming requires patience with timing. Life has a rhythm and will not deliver what you are not ready for. You may feel the urge to force results, to speed up the process, or to take shortcuts, but shortcuts often undermine the growth necessary for sustainable success. Waiting is not passive, it is active preparation, a season of cultivating skills, mindset, and maturity. The more you embrace the process, the more prepared you are to seize opportunities when they arrive. Patience in becoming allows you to build capacity and ensures that what you receive can be fully appreciated, effectively utilized, and sustained over time. Becoming is also about alignment. Your growth must align with your values, purpose, and vision. Without alignment, receiving can create conflict, confusion, and imbalance. When you align your actions, mindset, and habits with your higher goals, you naturally position yourself to attract and handle what is meant for you. Alignment ensures that your preparation translates into meaningful impact, that your readiness matches the opportunity, and that your efforts are coherent and effective. When you focus on becoming in alignment with your purpose, you not only prepare to receive, you prepare to thrive ultimately. Becoming before you receive is the principle that guarantees lasting success and fulfillment. It is the recognition that the blessing is not just the external result. It is the internal transformation that makes the result sustainable. Every moment spent growing, learning, developing, and strengthening yourself compounds into the person capable of handling the responsibility, abundance, and influence that will arrive. To become first is to create readiness, resilience, wisdom, and capacity. It is to ensure that when the opportunity, breakthrough, or reward comes, you can embrace it fully, utilize it wisely, and multiply its impact.